Okay, so here we are again. Sorry about that. Here we are again at the BPO for the American Home Mortgage Servicing Incorporated. Now we've updated as you recall from the previous video, we updated the sales. If you were doing a brand new BPO, then you would just simply go ahead and put in the information like we talked about pretty much at length in the previous video. Now you would go ahead on the new BPO, you would just be putting in the new information. Now in this scenario, we had 3 new listings that were better than the ones we had before. These I said were better because the prices were better and they were more accurate, I think, of a representative of what we're dealing with. Okay, so I went ahead and I put these in like we talked about on the last video, just so you wouldn't have to sit here and suffer through it. There are a couple changes on this as opposed to the last one. Here you'll notice that we have 1.0. In that scenario, the bank was willing to put in 1% towards the buyer's closing costs. They stated that in the multiple listing service. So that's where, if you have closing costs that they're willing to do, that's where I would put that. Also, another change is on this one we had a heat pump. And you'll see that highlighted here, AC and heat pump, HTPP. Okay, HTPP means heat pump. Okay, and so and this one had a 2-car carport. This one had a garage. There was some other things, of course, but basically, like this was a HUD pre-foreclosure sale program. This one was a REO from One West Bank. We adjusted the values. Okay. We've checked down here in the lower right where we said, have you entered in all the data? We said yes. Then we click save to go to the next page. So now we just go to repair summary. Now, if you watched some of the other ones, you'll notice that we didn't know exactly what certain things would cost to repair. In this one, we said, well, we need interior repaint, we need exterior, we had drywall holes, replace the cabinet drawers, repair the roof, repair the ceilings, repair the gate, service the heater, repair the cracked toilet, repair the window dressing, repair the gate, repair the roof were some of the things for the lender to make it marketable. Okay, and those were just some values that we put in because I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a contractor. I don't know exactly what things cost to fix, but that was my best guess. Okay, and now we clicked in, have you entered all data? Yes. Now the next one, let's wait for that to save. Okay, good. Now we go to suggested strategy. In this particular circumstance, the property is in such bad condition that I really feel that an investor is probably the only person who's going to be all that interested in it. So we click down investor. The probable financing is cash, and to market it as is. That's what I'm telling them. And the reason why you've got to explain in AMSI, they want you to explain why it is you feel they should market it that way. And I just put down the cost of repairs are in excess of the amount that would reasonably bring in a sales price. Okay, the additional risk of vandalism and excess market time do not make this a very good option. Now, you don't need to, you want to make sure that the language you put in here is very professional. Don't say, hey, it doesn't make any sense to do this, and then leave it as one sentence. You got to, explain a couple things, like obviously the additional risk of vandalism, the cost of the repairs, excess market time. Those are all valid reasons why they should go ahead and sell this property as is, and you want to make sure that you make a note of that here. Okay. Specify marketing actions in addition to cleaning, signage, MLS graphics, and lockbox. Now you want to be very, very clear on here. Okay, marketing it to investors. All right, internet advertising, canvassing the neighborhood. I always like to use the word canvassing because that to them is a big thing. Telemarketing, to the neighborhoods and other areas. Contacting other agents, looking for buyers that they're working with. Okay, those are all additional things that you can do to sell the property. Now, as far as the sales price is concerned, you want to make sure that the suggested list price and sales price and stuff is sort of within the range of the ones that are for sale. So, for example, we have one in here that is 51.5, that is in relatively decent condition, okay, and we anticipate of that one, if you were to sell it at that price, you could probably expect maybe say 47,000, okay, as a sales price. If you were to do lendable repaired, if you were going to do some minor repairs on the place like we talked about on the previous page, then you could expect that you could probably list it for about 40 grand, maybe at 35. If you sold it just the way it was without doing a thing, you could put it on the market at 35 and sell it at 30. Now, how you know that is just by looking at the comparables that you've found, okay? Just ask yourself, if you were a buyer's agent, okay, what would you expect that buyer's agent, that buyer to pay for a property like this, okay? So you've got to be willing to say what a buyer would pay, all right? And then just use that as your I lost my train of thought there. Figure out, if you were a buyer's agent, what would you tell your buyer to purchase this property for if it was in as-is condition, given the comparables that you have right there. Then work your way backwards when you're determining the price, when you're trying to go ahead and compare them. So for example, I know if it were me and I'm looking at this property and these are the comparables that I pulled up, and I see this stuff is selling for $34,500, $45,000, and $37,500, I am never in a million years going to give $50,000 for this property in its current condition. Okay, now I've not done any of this just yet. I'm just saying on its face, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I know, given these sales prices, I would never pay for more than that. Now, with that thought in your mind, okay, that's where you want to go ahead and have these net adjusted values, okay? That's where these net adjusted values come from. You're saying to yourself, well, all things being equal, this home here, $34,500, sold, but it had some more stuff. It was bigger, for one, and you take price per square foot off, then this price, if I was to buy this property like that, it would only be worth $24,500. Or this house here, they were asking $45,000 for it, but because of the solution of the condition of it, that one was in fair condition. Mine is in poor. It's a little bit smaller, that's true, okay. I figure I would probably, and it's got a carport and a garage, I figure I would probably go ahead and give maybe $35,000 for this property if everything else was the same, okay. So that will kind of help you figure out where your values should be when you're doing your values, okay. And the same thing goes with your competitive listings. Competitive listings, yeah, they're asking 59, 55, 51, all that, okay. That's all fine and good, but these homes are in great shape, okay. Your home is not great shape, okay. And so you got to figure how much is it going to cost to put it in great shape, and then adjust this accordingly. As you see down here, 40,000, 40,000, 50,000, okay. So now that you've done all of that, all right, we've gone ahead, we've entered in the competitive sales, the competitive listings, the repair summary. We said what we needed to do to the property. We've said what we're going to do to the property as far as price and who it needs to go to. Now, this is where we go ahead and submit, okay? So down at the bottom, let's just get the camera down there. There we go. Submit. It'll say, are you sure? It'll say, well, have you attached the photographs? Oops, no, I've not. So cancel. We don't want to do that just yet because now we have to go ahead and, of course, upload the photographs. So now we want to go ahead and say, fine, let's go back and save this. So down at the lower left-hand corner, you'll see where it says save. Save that, okay? BPO photo addendum, okay? Now, on the BPO photo addendum, okay, let's go ahead and talk about adding photos, okay? Let's go ahead and add some photos here. Hmm. You get to this right spot. There we go. Photos. Okay, so here it is, attaching photographs, right? Now, remember before, okay, on our previous example, we went ahead and we pulled up some comparables from a previous web page, right? So let's go ahead and pull this out here. This is another browser altogether, okay? Let me minimize this a little bit, make it smaller so we can see. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's MLS. What we're going to do is just pull up the comps that we just used. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so wow, today, huh? Jeez Louise. Today. There we go. Okay. All right, put in our code. And here we are in the multiple listing service. Search. And the reason why this is taking so long is because I'm recording and I have two separate browsers open along with two separate systems at the same time, so it's a little bit choking on a hairball there. Okay, so MLS number. Okay, so let's put in the MLS numbers that we're looking for here. And in this case, that is 211-18413, comma, 2112-4441, comma, 212-06282, comma, 212-09910, comma, 211-29247. Enter. And magically delicious, we have our 6 comps. Okay. Now that that's done, now we just got to sort out which one's which. All right. So Paseo Reforma, this is the first one. Okay. We go ahead, we do like we did before. All right. We save image as by right-clicking. Right. Save image as. It's going to take a second here. Where do we want to save it? If you already have a folder set up for this particular property, like I do, then you can do it that way. So we'll just go ahead and click property folders, and then we're going to say Hadley, and then we're going to say BPO 1, and we'll just say this is sold 1. So we're going to just click that, sold 1, save. It'll say, do you want to overwrite it? Yep, sure. Now number 2. Right. Save image as. And it already defaults to the same section, right? So sold 2. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Great. Sold 3. Just King Street. Now here we got a picture of the yard, which is lovely. So we just kind of scroll through here. Wow, look at this place. Holy free holies. Yikes. Wow. This is a lot like ours. $37,500 is what it sold for. Boy, this is a good choice of ours. We said that that's what our home would sell for, and boy, we are almost dead on the money there. There we go. There's a good picture. Right click it, save image as, and then sold 3. Do you want to replace it? You bet. Now let's get to the next one. Kai, Arizona. Save as, active 1. Sure, replace it. All we're trying to do is speed up the time it takes to do this BPO. All right, save image as, active 2, save, replace, and last but not least, oh, I didn't put that one in there apparently. Okay, so let's try that again. MLS number 212-07248. BAMO. Okay. Photos. Save image as. Active 3. Save. Replace. Whammo. Now we're done. Okay? So, now, alright. So let's go back to our BPO. Okay? And in this case, let's see, where is our BPO here? Alright, well, let's see. There we go. Okay. So here we are, BPO photo addendum. Alright. So now we click here and it'll say comparable listing, sales, what do you want, right? So we say listing. And then we look up in our computer again. Okay. When we search for our place where we hid it, which on this computer is, let's see, desktop. Property folder is right there. And then we have Arnold Palmer. Let's see, we have Tricio Hadley. There it is. Hadley, BPO 1, active 1. And then we just type in active 1. Okay, next, comparable listing. It'll default to the same folder. Open, active 2. Right? Now it'll go to the third one. Oops. What happened? Yikes. Not sure exactly what happened there. I must have pressed the wrong button. No problem. Active 1. Active 2. Ah. Active 3. We'll go back here and we'll name these. Active 1. Active 2. Active 3. Then we just go down and we say load requested item. And it's pulling it off your computer. Okay. And then if you look at the very bottom, you see how it comes up like so, right? So what you do is you say attach all and attach. And that makes it to where all the photos are now on their system. Okay? So now let's do the same thing, but this time let's do it for the solds. Okay? Comparable sales. Alright, let's go down to sold 1. Open. Comparable sales. Sold 2. And then at the bottom, see sales. Sold 3. Open. Alright, so sold 1. Sold 2. Sold 3. Don't forget, let's see, load requested items. And then down at the bottom, you see it right here. Select the all and attach. Okay, so that's that. Now, all we got to do now is go out to the property and get more photographs. And then we can go ahead and complete this BPO. But for now, all you got to do is make sure you press save. And then you're done. Okay? So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Talk to you later.